Epic Games is constantly changing and innovating the modes available in Fortnite Battle Royale. Recently, the introduction of Playground Mode has changed all of us from kill seekers to creative builders as we jump out of the battle bus, smash some llamas, and explore the world like never before. Before we begin, subscribe to TheGamer and don't forget to ring that bell to become a part of our notification squad where you'll be the first to know of new content. Without further ado, let's dive into the most insane playground builds we've seen in Fortnite. Crazy shopping cart bounce. The shopping carts are notorious in Fortnite Battle Royale. Players perform crazy stunts, team up with a partner for rides, and use them as a creative way to engage in battles. While the carts have come and gone numerous times in the game, they are fully available in Playground Mode, and it feels like Epic Games raided a Walmart. And of course, with the availability of the shopping carts comes the creation of shopping cart stunt courses. Building high ramps to jump off of is one thing, but Fortnite player and redditor The Snipeneer took things to another level by combining shopping carts with some bounce pads. Setting up a stunt course over Loot Lake, the Snipeneer strategically placed 7 different bounce pads in a straight line. Cruising down a ramp for speed, the player effortlessly flies through the air and hits the first bounce pad to set up an epic chain reaction jump. Each bounce comes extremely close to the edge, but the player continues to hit each bounce pad until he reaches a total of 7 before safely landing in the water. The digital bounce ride puts many water parks to shame and makes the Jackass movies pale in comparison. The key to pulling off a stunt like this is getting lucky enough to explore the Fortnite map and find enough bounce pads to recreate this great stunt. Filling up Loot Lake. There are many signature locations on the Fortnite map, and one of them is the massive body of water known as Loot Lake. Treading through Loot Lake is time-consuming and annoying, so a few players decided to take advantage of the Playground Mode to do something about it. After gathering thousands of materials, Fortnite player and Twitter user SaranaXO worked hard with a friend to completely cover up Loot Lake with wooden panels. The whole water mass was quickly covered as they rapidly built across the lake and didn't leave 1 inch of water exposed. Of course, in real life, a project like this would be a disaster for the environment. Not only would hundreds of trees need to be cut down to access all the wood, but covering up a natural water source would take away from the plant life, animal life, and the planet as a whole. So how did SaranaXO decide to celebrate her attack against Mother Nature? By dancing all over the newly covered lake. Again, if this was real life, there would probably be a paved parking lot and a new Walmart popping up anytime now. While most players use Playground Mode to build forts upward, these two built theirs outward and have a fun creation to brag about. Dantdm's Flying Mansion. If there's a new mode in Fortnite Battle Royale, you know one of the first people to try it out will be Dantdm. The famous YouTube gamer has been playing Fortnite for months now and introduces us to all the new modes even before we get a chance to try them out. He decided to focus on building, and his work area of choice was the ever-popular Dusty Divot. He could have filled in the giant crater, but as an alternative, Dantdm decided to build up high in the sky and create the ultimate flying mansion. For the Star Wars fans out there, Dantdm was basically seeking out to create his very own Cloud City. He started out by creating a basic staircase, keeping it as small as possible so the structure on top would appear as if it was floating. Then came the more tedious part, gathering as many materials as possible. Once he had plenty to build with, he created the ultimate mansion in the sky. Not only does the mansion look like the coolest treehouse ever, but it's in prime position for some great sniper shots. If only the mansion could become an official part of the map. A crazy build battle. One of the biggest advantages of using the Playground Mode is the ability to go into the mode with a full squad. It can get a little lonely exploring the whole map alone, but an hour with just your friends really increases the fun and excitement. One way people have been using the mode is to create epic one-on-one or two-on-two battles within the world. The ability to respawn helps extend these battles and do a lot of best-of series within the same map. Popular Twitch streamer and YouTuber Myth uploaded a video of him and NickA30 having an epic build battle. The rules were simple. Spend some time collecting materials and weapons, and then meet up face to face. At a specific count, a battle starts and each player tries to build as high as they can while trying to defeat the other player. The towers get tall and complicated as players build furiously up into the sky. Along with taking damage from gunshots, quick falls provide some extra damage if players aren't careful. There were so many rounds of epic fun, and Myth and NickA30 gave us some great ideas for the next time we play. The building battles are great ways to practice for being the final survivors in a game of solo. A giant battleground. You know you're an experienced Fortnite player if a majority of your battle takes place on built structures rather than any part of the official map. This is exactly the case for Fortnite player and YouTuber Salty. Salty took advantage of the Playground mode to build an epic world where dozens of his friends could play on. Just kidding. The massive world was created for just a single one-on-one battle. One-on-one battles are extremely insane in Fortnite, and Salty showcases two different ways to do it with some insane building techniques thrown in. The first method is by going in guns blazing, shooting down walls just as they're put up and attacking your foe any chance you get. The next is to go stealthy by building fake walls, hiding behind walls, and making your way around levels as quietly as possible. Taking 20 minutes or so to build a massive fort and build a one-on-one battle is more intense than any type of paintball course you'll find in real life. With multiple rounds and some respawning, it feels pretty good to see the Victory Royale text pop up multiple times when winning, even if you just have a single person to kill. Watch Salty's huge battle to get some building tips and inspiration for the next time you enter the Fortnite Playground. Goodbye Tilted Towers. In Fortnite, one of the signature areas on the large map is Tilted Towers. The towers feature numerous buildings, including a gas station, pawn shop, and some convenience stores. The location is popular for players to visit because of the gold chests, weapons, and combat options for opponents. Still, some people expect Tilted Towers to come toppling down in a future season, and some players took it upon themselves to take care of business in Playground Mode. Redditor Versix used Playground Mode and some great Fortnite tricks to create the ultimate domino effect implosion. After constructing everything in the right place, a single bullet from a hand cannon created a toppling effect which sent almost every single building in Tilted Towers crashing down. The video is incredible to watch as the whole town pretty much just disappears in a matter of seconds. The key to the destruction was taking out the base of the buildings and connecting a new wooden floor in its place, ensuring the floors were all connected before the hand cannon was used to create the domino effect. Tilted Towers' destruction was pretty impressive, and we imagine it'll inspire players to think bigger and larger when it comes to destroying huge areas of the map in Fortnite. Oddly enough, Versix did forget to blow up the pawn shop, leaving it standing among all the rubble. Building the White House. We've seen some crazy replica creations in games like Minecraft and Roblox, but with the building tools in Fortnite, it was only a matter of time before wood, metal, and brick were used to create some replicas of real-life creations. A number of pyramids have been created by different Fortnite players, but YouTuber Gatu really stepped his game up by using the Playground mode to build a replica of the White House. One of the most famous buildings in the whole world has now entered Fortnite, and the building is good enough to host any type of Battle Royale player. Building the White House may seem easy at first, until you realize just how much wood cultivating goes into creating the massive structure. Unfortunately, Fortnite doesn't allow you to paint the wood, so the finished product looks like one of those small popsicle stick models we'd make as kids. Still, the idea is there, and the execution is great. If the White House was a real part of the Fortnite map, you could just imagine how many players would try to stake claim as the president of Fortnite. Unfortunately for them, they would have to personally defend themselves against plenty of assassination attempts. For now though, it's time to try our hand at creating famous replicas in the Playground mode. The challenge has been issued with the White House. Time to build on that with the Empire State Building or the Taj Mahal. Endless bouncing. The Fortnite Playground mode is all about experimentation, and some players have chosen to experiment with the physics of the game. Many times, the Fortnite physics includes how high you can build a fort, but other players decide to include a little more science in the equation. One of these players is YouTuber Peter Venenk. He decided to mix bounce pads and shopping carts into a crazy contraption known as a perpetuum mobile. The creation is a vertical standing octagonal structure. The inside of the structure is completely hollow with some windows and openings to escape on the flat sides if needed. The angled sides of the octagon include bounce pads placed parallel from each other. Using a shopping cart, Peter Venenk launches himself into the octagon and then releases the cart. The rest is magic as he escapes and the shopping cart goes for an endless ride bouncing back and forth against the bounce pads with no end in sight. It's great to look at and will leave you mesmerized the more you watch it. He was able to time the whole thing and get two shopping carts bouncing back and forth at the same time. The complicated build is probably just the beginning of what's to come. We imagine these structures getting larger, and who knows? We might be seeing more than 5 shopping carts fly through the air at an endless rate. Too bad the Playground mode only lasts an hour because it would make a great screensaver for your TV or computer. Crazy parkour. Unless you're hacking the game, there are only so many speeds you can go at while playing Fortnite. Sure, coasting on a shopping cart helps you go a little faster, but one of the quickest ways to travel from point A to point B is by setting up a system of bounce pads. In a game, your bounce pads only last so long, but in Playground mode, you have a ton of extra time to set up the ideal distances and locations for the maximum speed while traveling around worlds. One of the best examples of this comes from Redditor IMNSB. He creates a bounce pad parkour that makes it look so easy and seamless. In a crazy world, he bounces from one spot to the next, hopping along and landing with ease. The moves are so quick due to his perfect timing. The destination is not a battle or hidden chest though. It's up high to see an odd message in the distance. By the end of the parkour run, he climbs up triumphantly and the words read, "Send nudes." All those skills just add a corny joke at the end. It's a damn shame. Covering up the whole map. Why focus on just one area when you can use Playground Mode to literally change Fortnite as we know it? Just look to YouTube gamer Vile Fret for some inspiration. Working with members of his squad, a lot of the map saw shade as the crew of players worked endlessly to build the largest platform standing tall over the whole world. Remember how Mr. Burns wanted to block the sun on The Simpsons? Well, this seems a lot worse. Building at a rapid pace, each player covered section after section with any materials they could. Going long into the hour of Playground Mode, it's pretty crazy to see just how much of the map they covered. The replay mode allowed us to see some incredible views of the large structure and how much work actually went into covering everything. If only you could save it and go back in. Alas, the rest is digital history, and eventually some squad will beat their record, covering even more space in Playground Mode. It would be really fun to take on 100 other players on the flat structure though, with only your harvesting tool to battle with. Maybe a future feature will allow people to save the custom maps and share them for a private battle royale. Well, there you have it. What is your favorite part of Fortnite Playground Mode? What's the craziest build you've ever had in Fortnite? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to TheGamer so you can stay up to date with our awesome videos. Thanks for watching.